You know, I have to wonder. There's a lot of identity theft today, but most of it's for financial reasons. But couldn't somebody's identity be stolen for medical reasons to get somebody's medical information? It's possible. If you would think family and stuff would have your back, but not necessarily, right? And so, and interestingly, I've got a cursed social security number, okay? When I was a child and living in the North Shore of Chicago, I was assigned a social security number. And let's just say the devil's number might lie within my social security number. So it's cursed. I've been cursed for a long time. Well, I might be. I'm not saying it's in there, but it might be. And so, you know, if people ask just really subtle questions, in family members and stuff, you know, if they ask like, you know, what was the name of your best childhood friend back in that Australian guy? Huh? What was his name? And it just comes out of the blue, and you're like, huh? Why are you asking that? You know, but you tell them, and you know, it's whatever. It seems like a pretty innocuous question, or they be like, you know, boy, where was your favorite place of vacation when we lived in another country and stuff? You know, and you know, you tell them that, and it could these be possibly security questions, and obviously they're going to know the answer to like your mother's maiden name or your mother's middle name, things like that, or what street you lived in third grade and stuff. And so, boy, could people in your family actually nefariously try to get information so that they can gain access to your medical records, especially if you're under their phone plan. And then they can probably access all your texts and stuff and get for two-factor identification and stuff and get full access to anything with your social security number, knowledge of your answers to your challenge questions and access to your email and things like that. Boy, that's kind of frightening. And so I went to Social Security last week, and I told them that I have concerns about identity theft and that I would like a new Social Security number. And they said, I'm sorry, but we can't do that. We don't do that. I'm like, what? Why not? Why? I mean, like, and they're like, well, I urge you to protect your financial information. I'm like, I'm not so concerned about my financial information. I'm poor because I'm disabled. I've been disabled and I'm fighting to get a job right now, but there are forces working against me there. And so, you know, I'm concerned about my medical information, my privacy, my confidential information. Could it being taken away from me? Due to certain members of my family have access to certain medical information that I don't want them to have. And could they be possibly, you know, trying to do something evil with that? I'm like, huh. And another thing is that, you know, I really love YouTube today and all these other ways that we can get information today. There's this great channel. It's by Professor Sam Vaknin, Vaknin. And I was just watching a YouTube on when you buy into narcissist stimulated existence. Go ahead, check it out, guys. It's a really Professor Vaknin is really an insightful person when it comes to narcissism and psychopathy and stuff and borderline personality disorders, all these personality disorders. You know, and I got my master's degree in clinical psychology, and it's really interesting because, you know, we studied, my very first semester, we studied the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual published by the American Psychiatric Association, the fourth edition, the text revision edition, inside and out. But we just like jumped right over personality disorders, including, you know, narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, borderline, schizoid, you know, schizoaffective, histrionic, all these things. We just kind of jumped right over them. That's wild. That you're training PhD clinical psychologists to be, and you're not teaching them the fundamentals of personality disorders. And we didn't get much treatment on, or much education on the treatment of trauma. It was more focused on like anxiety and depression and things like that. When it actually turns out that trauma is really the root cause of most people's dysfunction, unaddressed, unresolved traumas. And so, could our educational system, could our mental health system, could it all be flawed? And could it be flawed by design? Just like, could there be family members who you would think would have your best interest at heart are actually plotting against you? I'm not saying this is happening, that my family is plotting against me, but I am saying it's kind of possible. I am taking note of these strange questions and stuff, and I have a lot of concerns about my privacy. Anyways, have a great day. I'm sorry about my broken tooth. I'm working on it.